speech content, okay? They're going to be scored from that aspect. Also, the delivery of their speech, okay? We'll be scoring their delivery. And the last thing is how confident they are up here based on their body language. Okay, those are the three major things that we're going to be scoring the students. All right, kids, did you hear that? So when you guys get up here, you got to be standing tall. All right, you got to speak confidently and speak clearly. All right. So any questions before we get going? Okay, so right now we probably have about 15 to 20 speakers. Okay, this will take about maybe an hour to an hour 30. Okay, we ask that parents stick around until the end, until we announce the winners. Okay, we don't want you guys leaving and then you miss your first place award, right? Okay, so far before we get going, any questions from the parents? Any questions from the students? No? Okay. All right, everybody ready? All right, let's get the show going. Speakers, just make sure you announce your name. You say your name and your number also, so the judges can take note of those. Okay? All right. So we do have some step stool here if you need it. Okay? I know the first grader and second graders and third graders, they needed the step stool. I'm not sure about this group, so.
My number is 74. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chiburu. I am in 4th grade, and I go to East Windsor I Level. If I could change one thing in the world, I would change smoking. Did you know more than 1 billion people smoke around the world? I would want to change the people who smoke daily. In my speech today, I will cover why smoking is bad for our health, how it affects other people, and how it causes pollution. First, I will talk about how smoking is bad for our health. Smoking is bad for our health because it causes diseases like asthma, stroke, and lung cancer. A stroke happens when the blood supply to your brain is blocked. Brain cells are deprived of oxygen and start to die. When you get asthma, it is very hard to breathe because the smoke irritates the air passage. Lung cancer is responsible for more deaths than any other type of cancer. 443,000 people died from diseases just like these. Next, I will talk about how smoking affects the non-smokers. Smoking affects the non-smokers because it causes secondhand smoke, and it can give the non-smokers the same diseases the smokers have. Secondhand smoke is when the non-smoker is breathing the smoke the smoker releases. Secondhand smoke triggers nicotine cravings and directly alters brain function, similar to actually smoking a cigarette. Finally, I will talk about how smoking causes pollution. Smoking causes pollution because you are releasing toxic air pollutants into the atmosphere. The cigarettes also litter the environment, and the remains seep into the soils through discarded cigarette ends. The air pollution by cigarettes is 10 times greater than diesel or gasoline. Cigarettes can also cause water pollution because the smoke can leach into the water through discarded cigarette ends. Smoking also causes environmental pollution because nearly 38% of all collected litter is cigarettes, making them the most permanently littered items on U.S. roadways. 1,030,640 cigarettes were removed from U.S. beaches and inland waterways. Wind and rain often carry the cigarettes into waterways. Cigarette ends are plastic too. They are made up of cellulose acetate. So when you throw a cigarette, it is like throwing plastic, which is harmful to the environment. In conclusion, I would want to change smoking because it causes pollution, it's bad for your health, and and it affects other people. So you should remind yourself of the causes of smoking before getting a cigarette. Thank you for listening.
Great speech. Thank you so much. All right, and the next person.
Hi, my name is Cambia, number 66, and today I will be telling you what I would change if I can modify anything in the world. Have you ever been or heard of a wildfire in the American West? Or been in a severe drought? This is all caused by global warming. Global warming is very threatening and dangerous, so it's important to stop it because of flooding, the potential for storms, and the spread of diseases. Therefore, global warming is the topic of my speech today. Let's turn to how global warming is changing the world. For some people who live close to oceans, sea levels are rising, glaciers are shrinking, ice on the north and south poles are cracking, and trees are flowering sooner. In some regions, water is becoming scarce. There has been many droughts too. Time to understand what is causing global warming. On Earth, human activities such as burning coal, oil, and so many others are changing natural greenhouse and resulting in an increase of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases absorb Earth's heat, and it stops the heat from going outside of the atmosphere, causing global temperatures to rise. Stopping global warming is important to me because if we don't, our climate will rise further. Did you know that the most strongest storm just hit Mexico? If global warming continues, an even stronger storm can hit America. Pests are migrating to different places, which is causing diseases we have never heard of. To reduce global warming, you can use less devices and items that create greenhouse gases. The electricity that operates many of the devices is generated in power plants. Most power plants use fossil fuels to generate that power. This causes global warming. To use less energy, you can turn off the lights when you don't need them, take shorter showers, use less hot water, and when it's hot, you can use a fan instead of using an air conditioner. Initially, I said, global warming is very threatening. In the American West, there has been wildfires, making nature over there very dry. Global warming can be stopped if you don't use devices and items which can release harmful gases. So, try not to use too much energy. Global warming is already threatening the existence of life on our planet. It causes flooding and severe droughts. Ice caps are melting, making it very hard for polar animals to survive. This dangerous type of heating will take over the world if we don't change it soon. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
I love the energy, Kavya. Thank you. We call on Ashi now, the next speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am so excited to have this opportunity to talk to you all today. My name is Ashi Chandarana. My number is 57. If I could change one thing in the world, what would it be? This is indeed a very thought-provoking topic, as it gave me the chance to think about the beautiful world that we live in. There are plenty of things on Earth that we cannot control, like weather and earthquakes. But on the other hand, there are many things that we, as human beings, can actually control, like our behavior, values, the way we treat each other, relations between nations, our environment, and so forth. Out of so many different ideas that came to my mind, I decided to talk about the biggest problem and the eventual solution, education, which can help solve problems like poverty and inequality. Collectively, they make a huge impact on this world. Lack of education is the primary reason for all the problems that we see in today's world, as it hinders the basic understanding of humanity among different people living in different countries. It harbors poverty and stops collective growth of human species. This, in turn, leads to many problems, like fighting, cheating, stealing, terrorism, and inhumanity. It breaks my heart to hear stories about countries where there are no opportunities for children to get a good education, and as a result, they are not able to take care of basic necessities of life. It is disheartening to hear that there are people in this world who think that education is not necessary for their children. There are still people in this world who differentiate between boys and girls and think that girls shouldn't study while boys should. You know why they think that? Because they themselves are not educated to make that decision. There are just so many wrong notions about education in this world that it has to be changed. I'm determined to grow up and make a difference in this unfair and imbalanced opportunity of education to children across the world. I love school and learning. Education is such a blessing for all the kids in the world. It can create magic in how you think, how you feel, and how you act. I cannot imagine a life without learning. We learn so much at school, learn from our friends, from our parents, by reading, and often through our life experiences too. I was amazed to hear about the programs my parents participated in when they were growing up in India. Their school had this concept called Each One, Teach One. My parents were able to teach some of the less privileged students some basic concepts of learning. They found it very satisfying. Education can help people get better jobs and better futures for themselves and their families. And having said that, I would like to remind all of us here how blessed we are to have this opportunity for a great education. In the USA, education is a must for every kid, and it is considered a right. The No Child Left Behind Act and Every Student Succeeds Act are the cornerstone of education in our country. Yes, we have our days when we don't like school or studying, but I'm sure we all understand the value of education in our lives. We must take the time to always thank our parents and teachers for this wonderful opportunity, and we must collectively work together to make a difference in this world by encouraging education at all levels across all the people in this world. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. All right, can we call on the next person? Guyal. How are you, sir?
Hello, everybody. My name is Vangaal, and I go to Village Elementary School. Today, I had a topic that was very interesting, and that many of us study in school, which is recycling. So, how would you feel if one morning you wake up and you go to your bedroom window and see many piles of trash outside? How would you feel? Because I wouldn't feel good. As a person who wants to see a brighter future in the world, I think the world should recycle more. I think the world should recycle more because recycling saves our energy. It saves our energy and the world's energy because the workers or nobody has to produce something new, like new products or like a new car. So you don't really have to produce something. Additionally, most of us know that recycling reduces landfill. Recycling reduces landfills because you reduce the need to put something in the trash. Finally, recycling saves our resources and protects our wildlife. Recycling saves our resources because you don't really have to destroy our trees for paper, or you don't really have to destroy anything. And it protects our wildlife because it connects together. You don't really have to destroy the trees, you're not destroying their habitat. So as a citizen of this world, we have an obligation to apply these changes. Most of us have recycling bins. But if you don't, I suggest you get one. In our house, we have a recycling station. A recycling station is a dedicated corner where you put all your recyclable stuff and put it in the huge recycling bin later. You could possibly have one of those. Another way to apply these changes is by using a reusable water bottle. Even if you recycle a plastic bottle, you can't recycle everything, like the cap or if there's any liquid inside. In our school, we are doing something like a cap portrait where we collect caps from home, or we get the caps from the water bottles that we buy at school, and we're making a portrait. Can you believe one of 100 bottles go into the recycling bin? So 99 bottles go into landfills. That's a lot of bottles. And a final way to apply these changes is by using reusable bags. Even if you use recyclable bags and recycle them, like plastic water bottles, we probably use them for different things like trash, or like if we need to take clothes somewhere, or take something in, like take food or something to somewhere. We probably use it like that, then probably trash it away. But if we use a reusable bag, we could do that all, except the trash part. We could do it all and just continue using it. That's why I'm saying a reusable bag. There are many positive effects. Even most of the effects are positive. This can change the world because it can make the world a more beautiful place. Now, rewind your clip and imagine yourself back in that morning. After recycling, you wake up in the morning, you go to your window and see the piles of trash gone. You will have a proud feeling in yourself because you did something for the world. And if everybody does this, we will have a better earth. In our school, what a few of my friends and I have done is we've done like this recycling voluntary thing. So where a few of us stand at a trash can and a recycling bin, and we make sure that the kids in the cafeteria put the recycling stuff and the trash stuff in the right bin. Sometimes we put our hands in the bin so we can sort some things out, and we do this to make this a better earth. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. And remember one last thing. Stay calm and recycle on. Thank you.
Thank you, Goyal. I have to tell you, a couple of hours ago, I was here with first grader, second grader, and third grader. To compare that to this group, it's a big progress. It's a big difference. So far we've got a very, very, good speeches, very tight score. I could just, imagine what the judges are going through right now. But good job, you guys, so far. Keep it up. All right. Can we call on the next person, please?
Hi, I'm Shakti, and my number is 76, and I'm going to talk about pollution from vehicles. Do you ever want... Climate change and global warming are on top of everyone's minds these days. If we look at what's causing this, there are 275 million vehicles on the U.S. roads, but less than 1% of them are electric. So if I could change one thing in the world, I'd make all vehicles electric. Now I'm going to state some points about why electric vehicles are good for the world. First, they are friendlier to the environment because they have no exhaust emissions. They are also quieter so they can reduce noise pollution. Second, fossil fuels are going to run out at some point. They'll cause gas prices to rise. Electricity will be cheaper because it can be produced by renewable sources such as sunlight, wind, moving water, tides, and waves. Third, electric vehicles are quicker and quieter, so you can get to places faster and the ride is a lot more peaceful. A standard electric car can go from 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds. That's actually faster than most gas-powered supercars. Concerning these reasons, if I could change one thing in the world, I'd make all vehicles electric. If we could remove all gas-powered vehicles from the earth, we could reduce pollution, keep costs low, and make our trips fun and peaceful.
Next speaker, please.
Could you imagine being so hungry that you can see every little detail of your bones? What if you didn't have enough energy to talk or even walk? Good evening, everyone. My name is Pranav. Today I would like to talk about one thing that I would like to change in this world. If I could change anything in this world, I would get rid of world hunger. 11.3% of the world suffers from world hunger. We have enough food to feed the entire world, but a lot of food gets wasted by people. We waste a lot of food while eating in restaurants. I would like to start an online campaign to educate people about world hunger and request them to take only required food and not waste any leftovers. The rest of the supplies can be sent to a place where there is a less supply of food. In lots of countries, there is no land to grow food or there is no money to buy it. Investing in improving roads and storage facilities will help developing countries grow food and supply to the poor at low cost. I request all developed countries to share food processing and storing technology with all countries so that we can stop the wastage of food supplies. There are several hidden causes of hunger that include climate change, severe droughts, decimated livestock, and a lack of education. When people have a lack of education, they cannot earn enough money to take care of their basic needs. We need to educate such people on working skills so they can earn enough money to take care of their basic needs. War and conflict are also among the leading destroyers of food security. In South Sudan, civil war has led to mass movements and abandoned fields. The resulting crop failure, combined with soaring inflation rate, puts imported food out of reach, has left 3.5 million people hungry. Mother Teresa once said, "When a poor person dies of hunger, it has not happened because God did not take care of him or her. It had happened because neither you nor I wanted to give that person what he or she needed." For the people who cannot earn enough money to buy food, there are a lot of charity organizations who are trying to feed hungry people. I request everyone to donate to them so everyone in the world will get food and it will help get rid of world hunger. Let's join hands together to see a hunger-free world. Thank you, everyone.
Great topics again, kids. Somebody had mentioned earlier change. Remember, one of you guys mentioned change starts from us, right? So all these things, wonderful things that you're saying, right? You're talking. So the next step is when you grow a little older, Now it's a matter of doing it, right? Making that change. All right, great job. So let's go on to the next person.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. My name is Elaine Ethereal Marin, and I am number 85. I am in 5th grade, and I am 11 years old. Today, I'll be talking about technology. Is it useful, or is it dangerous? We'll find out. So without further ado, let's begin. Have you ever imagined a world without technology? I'm serious. No laptop, no iPad, no phone, no TV, nothing. Is that even possible? Yes, it is. Nowadays, people say, I can't live without technology. But think about cavemen. They lived without technology, and because of them, we're here now. So, one thing I want to change in the world is the use of technology. Technology is very much like drugs. Drugs can be used for medicinal purposes if you take a little each day, but taking a lot can cause addiction and then death. Technology can be used for educational purposes and be healthy if you use a little each day, but using a lot can cause addiction. This addiction will cause mental and physical damage. So, one thing I want to change in the world is the use of technology. I agree that technology has benefits. Studies have shown that the recreational use of technology for 30 minutes to 2 hours each day has increased happiness in the brain. Also, using a gaming controller can improve hand-to-eye coordination. Technology in education has created a new style of learning. I remember back in 1st grade, the teacher taught us everything we know. But now, in 5th grade, we use a new learning platform called iReady. Students learn lessons based on his or her knowledge, and the teacher gets to see his or her progress on the computer. So, students have exceeded because of technology. Technology seems really good and perfect, right? Well, everything has a dark side to it. Non-stop, I have seen people using technology. In the morning, my mom and dad check for texts. In school, some kids play music on their phones. Even small babies are exposed to electronics all day. Think about the 1900s. Kids actually played with each other. Nowadays, kids are in their house, in their room, no lights, cooped up, and playing video games. Do you see what I mean? Why has humanity come to this? I have a question. What's the point of social media and all that stuff? Is it useful or just a thing for time passing? Is the bad side of technology doing anything in anyone's life? When you're on technology's grasp, you cannot escape with ease. In 2008, a South Korean man died because he spent more than a day staring at a screen playing a video game. He only took 5-minute naps and bathroom breaks. This is what addiction causes: death. A 14-year-old boy in Croatia died when he climbed on top of a train but was electrocuted. A 26-year-old man did a YouTube stunt where he placed a book on his chest that would protect him from a bullet and told someone to shoot him there. Guess what? The book didn't protect him and he died. Remember the Blue Whale Challenge? Kids died because of technology. There's a saying called, with great power comes great responsibility. Technology is a great power and you need to be responsible with it. As you can see, there are multiple ways technology is ruining our lives. What can we do to stop it? My suggestion is that everyone times their use of technology. It can be 2 hours each day. After those 2 hours, all the devices in the house would shut down. Also, the timer would warn the person if they're doing anything dangerous. Instead of staring at a screen all day, do something else. Then everyone would become healthy, wealthy, and wise. I look forward to a world with less technology and more interaction with other humans in person. So, in conclusion, one thing I want to change in the world is the use of technology. Once again, my name is Elaine Ethereal Martin, and thank you.
It's getting interesting, guys, right? Very bright kids, I'll tell you that. I just want to take this opportunity again to thank everyone for being here with us. This very enjoyable, event. Just listening to them, right? Thinking one guy is saying recycle, save, produce less, and then you have another guy saying, technology is good, right? Something to think about, create something that's great, but use less resources. So, all right, let's call on the next speaker.
Did you know that 9 million people die each year because of hunger? And approximately 815 million people suffered from undernourishment in 2016? And 60% of hungry people are women? Hi, my name is Shalia, number 102, and today I will be talking about why it's important we all care about eradicating hunger. Let's first talk about the factors and situations that cause people to go hungry. It is true, those who have never experienced hunger will never know, but 10-year-old Shahjahan does. People like Shahjahan who live in the Indian city of Ghazipur have to scrounge around in the scorching heat. With the sun perching above his head, Shahjahan looks for plastic and bottles at the top of Ghazipur landfill site. This monstrosity gets at least 2,200 metric tons of municipal solid waste every single day. And this landfill is hazardous to health. It creates methane and sometimes even catches on fire. When asked, he says, "Yes, I'm scared. I'm scared of ghosts and machines and vehicles." He says he's also scared of eagles that fly in hundreds over the garbage, and they attack with their claws. They have done this several times. Now imagine this 10-year-old boy has a healthier, happier, and safer life. He doesn't need to go back to the landfill. And him and his family have enough to eat, and he is getting a proper education. Many people in India have to live like this, 60% under the poverty line. And many live under $1.25 a day for food and water for themselves and their families. Hunger is not only a problem that's happening in India, it's happening all over the world. Due to recent government shutdowns, there has been a spike in the number of hungry people. I learned about a story of Rosalind Locke, who found herself in a food pantry on 86th Street in New York. She was in desperate need of basic supplies to feed herself and her teenage son. She was struggling to pay the bills and was relying on a food bank to stay alive. So now, what can we do to help? The first thing we can do is help eradicate poverty. By helping an individual, you are not only helping them, but you are helping the entire community. Help a child. By helping a child, you are helping the entire family. And by helping the entire family, you can bring opportunities to the house. And by bringing opportunities to the house, you can stop poverty. Another thing you can do is donate. You can donate to your local food banks, grocery stores. You can donate small items like food, clothes. By donating, you are helping many people. Did you know just $1 can make 10 meals? Another thing you can do is spread the word. Hunger knows no season, no race or class. By spreading the word, you are helping millions of lives. So the one thing that I would change in this world would be to stop people from dying of hunger by helping eradicate poverty, donating, and spreading the word. Thank you.
That was powerful. That was soul. Next person.
My name is Maya Byretti. I am in 4th grade in Indian Hill Elementary School, Homedale, New Jersey. My number is 67. Imagine Imagine diving down into a new world. A beautiful, vibrant reef full of exotic, colorful fish of every shape and size. Then imagine this place of wonder all gone in a couple of weeks. Gone. Bleached. This reef turned from a colorful, bustling city to dead, crumbling white. This disastrous phenomenon in coral reefs is widespread, and the cause? Global warming. In this speech, I will tell you about global warming's effects and how we can solve it. I hope you enjoy. Coral build themselves homes of limestone in the warm, clear shallows of the tropics. Their reefs occupy less than 1/10 of 1% of the ocean floor, yet they are home to a quarter of all known marine species. They are complex, infinitely variant structures, providing all kinds of homes for the many residents. But today's coral reefs are facing a new threat. The seas are warming. A rise in temperature of 1 or 2 degrees for just a few weeks can be enough to cause coral polyps to eject their plant-like cells. When that happens, the coral lose both their color and their main source of food. If the high temperatures are sustained, coral, bleached in this way, is likely to die. Half of the world's reefs were affected by bleaching. This is why we must protect them. It's not very realistic that one person can put a stop to global warming all by themselves. So let us be realistic. Here are some ways you can help these significant ecosystems survive. The first way is go green. You've probably heard this many times, but reducing your carbon footprint is vital. By using energy-efficient materials, reusing them, and eating sustainably can help stop the warming of our Earth. A second way you can help is reducing pollution. Try to prevent chemicals and trash from flowing into our water systems. You can use ocean-friendly sunscreen and pick up litter. One last way you can help is volunteer to pick up your local beaches. You can pick up after yourself as well as others to dispose of trash left behind. To sum up, if I could change any one thing in the world, I would stop global warming because it is causing coral to bleach. I am very passionate about the conservation of reefs, and I hope after this speech you are too. Thank you.
You know, there are some really, really good speeches, but I got to tell you, just being up here, you know, standing in front of this crowd, I give you a lot of credit. You guys are so brave being up here. I don't think I could do it when I was 4 years old or fourth grade, right? So.
Hi, my name is Mathi. I'm in 4th grade, and I'm going to talk about pollution. Did you know that people all over the world are littering? And because of that reason, non-littering people are getting diseases like asthma. The world is dirty and polluted. For example, when I go to vacation to different countries, I see garbage everywhere. For that reason, this is one of the things I would like to change in the world. In this speech, I'll discuss why you should stop pollution in the world to make the world a better place so it could be neat enough for nobody to get diseases like cancer and asthma. I'll discuss why you should stop pollution all over the world so it's clean. The benefits of stopping pollution are clean air, clean water, and healthy people. One of the greatest problems that the world is facing today is that of environmental pollution, which is causing grave damage beyond repair to the natural world and human society, with about 40% of deaths worldwide being caused by water, air, and soil pollution, and coupled with human overpopulation. This has contributed to the starvation of 3.7 billion people worldwide, making them more prone to disease. All polluted environment is a polluted society. Pollution is defined as the introduction of harmful substances or products or into the environment. These are typically unfamiliar substances, particularly a pollutant or a toxin that produce some kind of negative or harmful impact on the environment or living beings. Pollution occurs in many forms, ranging from chemicals in the form of gases or liquids, noise, energy sources, light or heat, or solids such as the types of waste that end up in landfills. Even naturally occurring substances such as carbon dioxide and mercury can be considered pollution when additional quantities are added to the environment in unsafe amounts by industries. This can have destructive effects on the environment and all forms of life, including humans. Pollution is not always a result of human action. It can also be the consequence of natural disasters, such as hurricanes and tornadoes. Others serve storms, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. These can all cause pollution that often result in drinking water supplies being contaminated in sewage and petrochemical spills from breached tanks from boats, automobiles, or storage tanks. This was tragically illustrated in March 2011 when a bizarre earthquake and tsunami in Japan caused considerable environmental damage, loss of life, and pollution, including the release of potentially hazardous nuclear contaminants. It is reported that in China alone, around 650,000 people die each year as a result of air pollution, and the number who die in India is well over 500,000. It is thought that even in US, the figure could top 15,000. In the final analysis, pollution is a very tragic situation and it needs to be ended. We can support or cause by spreading the news using social media and other forms of media. Stopping pollution doesn't have to involve you finding a new place to dump our massive amount of trash, but you can reduce, reuse, and recycle. I think that stopping pollution would become a great benefit for the world we live in. Thank you.
Top three, listening to probably about 25 speeches already since 2 o'clock this afternoon. Top three topics are pollution, recycle, and hunger. All right, so let's call on our next speaker.
Hi, my name is Aditya Chakrabarti. My number is 75. Today I'm going to be talking about nuclear bombs and how it has an effect on our planet. Do you know, if we combine all the resources that countries use to build nuclear warheads, we can provide power to the whole Earth for 3 years without any single gap? Do you know the money spent in devising a nuclear research center can feed the Earth's population for 5 continuous years? Yes, I'm sure you are asking the same question I am always asking myself. Why use such a powerful resource for destruction and not for something positive? Back in the time of World War II, 2 atomic bombs that changed the world and it left a black scar in the name of humanity that we can never undo. The bombs took a lot of innocent lives, and those who survived the blast had severe and permanent medical problems for the rest of their lives. Soon many other global powers started to make their own nuclear bombs, where large amounts of uranium or plutonium can cause massive destruction. Thus, one thing that I would like to change is get rid of nuclear power that's devised to take lives. I can do this by forming a group for spreading awareness of the disaster effects of nuclear bombs. This group will help in spreading awareness in my school and my community by making posters stating why nuclear bombs are bad for the environment and people and its effects on Earth as a whole. I would write a letter to the United Nations Committee stating why they should strongly advocate countries disarm their nuclear bombs and use the uranium to build nuclear power plants to provide electricity for the people. I think we can all work together to a common goal of peace by spreading the message of world peace, and countries who cannot handle the nuclear power for the good of humanity should be boycotted by all other countries. Live and let live. Make the world a great place for the generations to come. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rhea and my number is 70. Water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Samuel Coleridge used this line for a sailor stuck at sea. Now imagine this coming true for you, me, and the whole world. Not because we're stuck at sea, but because of the ever-growing water pollution crisis. Did you know water pollution causes 250 million diseases every year? Also, 70% of the earth is covered with water, but only 1% of that water is fresh water that is accessible to us. I'm sure all of you smart people here have guessed by now that if there was one thing I could change about the world, it would be to eliminate water pollution caused by human beings. Today I'll be covering 3 main points about water pollution. What is water pollution and how we cause it, its impact on human health, and the most important point, what can we do to eliminate water pollution? So you may be wondering, what is water pollution? Contamination of water mixed with chemicals, toxins, and waste is known as water pollution. We are causing this water pollution by dumping waste into rivers, lakes, and oceans, polluting them. Water is a universal solvent, which means that almost everything dissolves into water easily. That is why we have Gatorade and pretty blue waterfalls. That is also why water is so prone to pollution. Farm, residential, industrial waste, and random junk that individuals dump directly into waterways are just some of the ways we are polluting water. So now that you know what water pollution is, I want to talk about its effect on human health. Water is a basic need for humans to survive. Our body is made up with 50% of water. Water pollution creates shortage of clean water, which in turn causes diseases and deaths. Unsafe water kills more people every year than war or other forms of violence combined. As I mentioned earlier, 250 million people get diseases by water pollution, and water pollution causes 3.4 million deaths each year. So now that's the most important point. What can we do to eliminate water pollution? There are some really simple steps we all can do to eliminate water pollution. 1. Reduce your plastic consumption and recycle or reuse when you can. Number 2. Properly dispose any chemical cleaners, oils, or paints, and any other harmful items. For example, next time you paint your home, don't just dump the leftover paint down the drain. Add cat litter in it to make it solid, and then properly dispose in garbage. Number 3. Service your car and automobile regularly so they're not leaking oil. And number 4, if you have a pet, make sure to pick up its waste. In summary, as we learned about water pollution and how serious and dangerous this topic is, I want to reinforce that as humans, having abundant and clean water is a basic human right, without which the world would be full of diseases and deaths. To conclude, that is why, if I could change one thing about the world, it would be to eliminate water pollution and make this world a healthier place where drinking water is not a problem. Thank you, and have a great weekend.
So we're halfway there, all right? We got 10 more speakers. So parents, I just want to ask you one thing, all right? Halfway, midpoint. Let's share some love again to our children, all right?
Good afternoon. My name is Srinidhi Draksha-Pelli, and I'm a proud student of I-Level Learning Center. I am number 79. Today, I will be talking about what I want to change about the world. There are many things in this world that should be changed.
There should be less emphasis on grades. There should be good education, housing, and health care for all. We should end global warming, crime, war, racism, terrorism, cancer, poverty, pollution, climate change, and more. These are all many things that many people would change about the world, but I want everyone to think bigger. Why are there so many problems in our world today? The cause is one word: human greed. If I could change one thing in this world, I would eliminate human greed. Greed is at the core of some of the world's biggest problems, like global warming and war. Greed is like a newborn seed that grows into a poisonous vine, eventually dominating the human soul like an infectious disease, spreading to every corner of society, ultimately blinding us from the truth. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed." Global warming was caused because of our greed. We were greedy and wanted more goods, so we cut down trees and built more factories. We saw coal as a cheap and effective energy source, and therefore our factories started burning coal for energy, which creates pollution. Our greed for cheaper ways of storing and carrying things made us use plastic, which contributes to a major part of pollution. Plastic is currently polluting the oceans, the lands, or is being dangerously burnt in landfills, causing poisonous fumes. Pollution, in turn, causes global warming. The same goes for war. Leaders of countries are greedy and want more for their countries. From that greed arises war. Greed is a main cause for most individual problems, family problems, community problems, and is at the core of the world's most biggest problems, like global warming and war. That is why I urge you all today to change your perception of greed. Greed isn't a good thing, but do you know what is? Being kind and caring about others. When you extend kindness to someone else, they tend to want to be in relationship with you. We all should love something other than ourselves. So let's all build more relationships with others and make someone else's day better instead of focusing upon ourselves. Thank you.
Just a quick question. Parents, how many are you guys that are members of iLevel currently right now here? Okay, so most of you. For those who are not, just to let you know, we do have an offer that's out on the table there. If you sign up, there's a $50 discount. So I just want to throw that out there on the first month. All right, let's call on the next speaker.
Hello, my name is Ashika Rodroju, and my number is 65. I want to put a stop to bullying. I want people to stop bullying because when people bully each other, they hurt each other's feelings. Let me give you an example of bullying. A girl in my class was getting bullied by another girl in my class. When this girl made a small mistake, this other girl started yelling at her. This made the girl very sad, embarrassed, and unhappy. That girl told the teacher. The teacher told her to stop bullying, but she kept on bullying. That's why I want to stop bullying. Instead of punishing kids for bullying, I want to reward kids for not bullying and stop bullying. This way, people will feel better. Another way to stop bullying is to make posters that say "Don't bully." They can run a campaign about bullying. People will feel ashamed and not bully. One more way is for the kids to talk to each other. They can talk about how they feel, so the kid who's being bullied will understand how the other kid feels and won't bully. The last way is sports. Parents can put their kids in a sport. Kids need to talk with each other and coordinate with each other to play, and they will forget about bullying. After some time, they may become friends. If we can stop bullying, we can make this planet much more peaceful. Thanks for listening.
Hello, my name is Otis. I'm number 68. Imagine that you're going on vacation and there's coral reefs, which is my topic as you guessed. There's coral reefs and you can go scuba diving to see it. A few days later you go there, but you see just nothing but destruction. No coral reef in sight. except its destruction. No fish living. It's lifeless. Do you know what's happening to coral reefs right now? They're getting destroyed in large numbers thanks to overfishing, global climate change, and human neglect. Even this has to do with small fish. They hide from predators, and if they don't have a place to hide, predators will eat them. Let's begin with the overfishing. But I forgot to say that we all need to know what a coral reef is first. A coral is a type of sea individual coral animals called polyps live in hundreds of millions or form colonies. The hard corals from giant coral colonies create huge skeletons in their coral reefs. Now we can start with overfishing. With overfishing, when you go fishing, you use a fishing hook to trap the fish. This punctures the fish to keep it and no escaping at all until you get a grip of it. But with coral reefs, the fishing hook bangs into the coral reef and knocks off some coral while at it. It also can puncture, but also not.
Hi, my name is Aurra, and I'm number 82. Close your eyes and imagine walking through a park full of happy kids playing, running around, and biking. A beautiful aroma of delicious ice cream fills your nose as you continue your stroll. But there is one problem. That does not happen anymore. Nowadays, children wake up and hop on their Xbox, hoping to get more wins on Fortnite, text their friends, or post stuff on Instagram. Therefore, one thing I'll change in the world is an excessive use of technology. A typical day consumes of so much technology, like using a TV or a game console. An excessive use of technology affects your health, your social skills, and your privacy or security. Spending too much time on technology can negatively impact your mental and physical health, says a Virginia tech expert, Shalini Mishra. Firstly, by being absorbed by an electronic device, people tend to snack a lot, stay up late, and exercise less. Constant staring at the screen may also be the reason for back pain, headaches, and poor eyesight. A lot of kids at an early age are getting glasses. Although technology is beneficial to education, to the learning process, it doesn't always guarantee quality education. An overuse of technology affects the learning process in a negative way. Cheating and plagiarizing on the rise, while critical thinking and analysis have declined. Secondly, people prefer texting rather than meeting face-to-face with the person they want to talk to. On the face of it, technology appears to be connecting us, but in fact, it's not, and it's separating us, which can lead to social isolation. Strong social bonds have been replaced with friends from the social network. As a result, people might feel lonely or depressed. We've gotten to the habit of living in our own world, staring at a screen, even when people are around you. Replacing real-life communication with online interaction, we lose the ability to read social cues such as body language or the tone of voice. Lastly, when misused, technology can expose us to a number of risks. 1 of 3 teens are victims of cyberbullying, and with such a huge population using the internet, it's a big problem. Hackers, too, are able to access detailed personal information with just a few clicks of the mouse. And then boom, all the information is in their hands. Technology is like a double-edged sword. It benefits us in many ways, but it also destroys our health, our social skills, and our privacy or security. Although it's impossible to absolutely remove it, there are ways of limiting it. You can organize family time with no electronic devices. You can read paper books instead of electronic ones. And you can put parental controls on electronic devices to limit the content and the screen time on it. Remember, it's never too late to bring positive changes to avoid the negative ones of technology. Now, in order to bring the old ways of socializing, please turn to the person on your left and give them a high five. Come on. Come on. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Harishan Kapuri, and I'm in 5th grade. My topic is to stop crime. Did you know robbery happens every 1.6 minutes? An estimated 3.7 million burglaries occurred each year on average between 2007 and 2013. Home burglaries take place in daylight hours because most people are at work or at school. If I could change one thing in the world, it would be to stop crime. I will cover allowance to stop crimes, how this change could be made, and what effect that could have on others. I'm also going to talk about home burglaries and store burglaries. My first point is why I want to stop burglaries. I want to stop crimes because people lose money, get killed, and robbers force them to do things they don't want to. That includes robbers telling the homeowner to don't tell the police about this, showing your valuables to them, and if there's anyone else in the house. My second idea is how this change can be made. This change can be made by hiding your valuables in a safe place, because robbers tend to look in the bedroom first. You should get a doorbell with a camera. For example, there is the Ring doorbell. There are different types of robberies. When a robber sees a package on someone's porch, they'll steal it. So next time, leave a paper which says under surveillance. Leave your porch light on next time because robbers are going to know you're home. Get motion sensors and doors with passcodes. For store burglaries, they should have more sensors in the entrance so they're not going to be fired because most burglars are firearms. My last point is how this change could affect others. This change could affect others by making more money, not getting killed, and not being targeted. This effect is going to change robbers' minds because they're going to think they shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to tell you an example of someone trying to steal my brother's shoes on camera. Once my brother got new shoes and a worker who was in our basement tried to steal the shoes, but he caught him on camera. To conclude, if I want to change one important thing in the world, it's to stop crimes. My 3 points are, I want to change this, how this change could be made, and what effect it could have on others. Now you know my opinion on stop crimes. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Hello, my name is Lakshita Gupta and I'm 10 years old, and my number is 90. What if I had 3 minutes to change the world? Possibly 4. Alright, let's get to the point. What's wrong with our food system? First of all, I'd like to say that I'm really amazed at how easily kids are led to believe marketing and advertising on TV, public schools, and pretty much everywhere else you look. It seems to me like corporations are trying to get kids like me to get their parents to buy stuff that really isn't good for us or the planet. Little kids especially are attracted by colorful packaging and plastic toys. I must admit, I used to be one of them. I also used to think that all our food came from these happy little farms where pigs rolled in mud and cows grazed on grass all day. What I discovered was this is not true. I began to look into this stuff on the internet, in books, and in documentary films. I discovered the dark side of the industrialized food system. First, there are genetically engineered seeds and organisms. This is when a seed is manipulated in a laboratory to do something not intended by nature. For example, taking the DNA of a fish and combining it with the DNA of a tomato. Yuck, don't get me wrong. I like fish and tomatoes, but this is just gross. The seeds are then planted, then grown. food has been proven to cause cancer and other problems. People have been eating this kind of food since the 1990s, and most folks don't even know they exist. Conventional farmers use chemical fertilizers made from fossil fuels to mix with the dirt to help plants grow. They do this because they've stripped the soil from all nutrients by growing the same crop over and over again. Then they spray more harmful chemicals on fruits and vegetables like herbicides and pesticides to kill weeds and bugs. That when it rains, these chemicals seep into the ground or our waterways, poisoning our water too. Then they irradiate our food, trying to make it last longer, so it can travel thousands of miles from where it's grown to the supermarket. So, I asked myself, if I could change one thing in the world, what would it be? How can I change these things? I discovered that there's a movement for a better way. Now, a while back, I wanted to be a soccer player, but now I want to be an organic farmer instead. This way, I can have a greater impact on the world. I want you to know that we can all make a difference by buying our food directly from local farmers. Some people say that organic or local food is more expensive, but is it really? From all the things I've been learning about the food system, it seems to me that we can either pay the farmer or we can pay the hospital. Now I definitely know which one I would choose. So the next time you're at the grocery store, think local, choose organic, know your farmer and know your fruit. Thank you.
I have a dream that one day every kid will be able to walk around safely without being bullied. Bullying, do you know how dangerous and influential it is on kids' life? There are many things in the world which are best fit to be changed. But as an elementary school kid, I think bullying is a major problem which hampers kids' life and their self-confidence. Respected parents, judges, and my dear friends, my name is Sai Saraj Kumaravalli. My number is 101, and I'm a proud I-level student from Piscataway South. People get bullied because of the clothes they wear, their personality, the color they are, and many other things. The question that comes to my mind when I think of bullying is, what will a bully achieve? Does bullying bring inner happiness? Or does it result in building self-confidence? On the contrary, it is a simple reflection of the bully's dissatisfaction and fear. Majority of kids know what bullying is, but they don't know how severe it is until they actually experience it. No one deserves to get bullied. There are many ways that we can address bullying. Be more than a bystander. Stand up, and speak out against bullying. Supporting others is a great preventative strategy. If everyone is supported, it will help others become stronger and more proud of who they are so that they can pursue their dreams. I dream of a world where everyone can get the support they need to thrive, where they are not put down by others, where they can be proud of who they are and who they want to be. Because of bullying, many great ideas have been lost. People have been depressed, and in extreme scenarios committed suicides. They question their existence just because of bullying. I have a dream that one day all of this will be gone. No more ideas lost. No more depressed feelings. No more committed suicides. And let bullying be gone forever. We can do it if schools and government take this issue as a priority and bring strict laws. We need to start educating children at a young age to prevent the seeds of bullying from ever being planted. I realize this is no easy task, but the more effort we put, the greater the impact it will be. We can do it. The next time you see anyone being put down or picked on at school or outside, don't remain silent. Speak up, take action, and help them. I see many communities and schools with boards putting drug-free zone. Similarly, one day we should put boards saying bully-free zone. bully-free city, bully-free school, bully-free state. We, as a student, parent, and a responsible citizen, should take an oath to free our school from bullying. Make every kid sign a social contract agreeing not to participate in any type of bullying. Report any type of bullying they see to a teacher or responsible adult. Stand up to victims of bullying and never to be a bystander. We should also create an anonymous email ID and encourage students to report any type of bullying they see. If we all come together, we can put an end to bullying, and that is my dream. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening. Now, who agrees with me? Thank you.
That's how you end with a bang, right? All right, parents, let's give our children a round of applause. Great job. Great speeches. Amazing. All right, it's like listening to like the politicians that we have in the White House. So many ideas, right? So now the judges will tally up all the scores, and hopefully in a couple minutes we'll find out the first, second, and third place winners. And also we're going to ask Shanu from our Monroe and East Windsor to announce the first and third and second winners with this group. And after this, we're going to have the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th grader contest. So another exciting round for public speaking by eye level. Parents, thank you so much for coming out. This is, your support is greatly appreciated. We're all doing this for our children, right? So thank you again for coming out. Shanu, can you come up here?
So the third place goes to Harshit Karthik. Place goes to Shalia.
Hopefully we'll get some more support than we can. All right, so that concludes our 4th grader and 5th grader public speaking.